Hello, everyone. Welcome to Geekout. I know it's happening. It's strange, but we're definitely doing it. Whether there's viewers or not, we're doing it, Mike. So a couple things about the channel. The reason why I haven't been streaming so much is I kind of took a week and a half off from my job, and I kind of just decided randomly that streaming was going to be on vacation too. Not telling anybody. So that's what happened. On top of that, I've been having trouble with players on my Friday and Sunday games. There's been life things that have been happening, so that's why those streams haven't been happening. Life, it gets in the way. That being said, there has been some really cool news, interesting news, stuff that we have articles for, and stuff that I want to talk about that happened during those 2 weeks that I really haven't talk about yet. So we're gonna go ahead and talk about those. And yes, some of it is D&D oriented. But to start, let's go ahead and start with let's go ahead and start with all the stuff that we have gathered, and then I'll talk about the D&D stuff at the end. All right, here we go. All right.
Oh, I closed it already.
All right, so the very first thing, and this is a horrible thing because it actually affects a lot of my dear friends, is the Diamond Comic Distributor Incorporated went bankrupt. Roll for Combat covered this. He did almost an hour-long discussion on it. If you want to see that, go to Roll for Combat's YouTube channel. You can definitely still watch it. It's still up. It's affecting him quite a bit. Stephen Glicker is very upset about this, as I would be too. So they're basically, what's going on is the company is going bankrupt because they co-sign. So co-signing is basically saying, here's some inventory, you sell it to places, and then you'll get a percentage, we'll get a percentage, and the retail place will get a percentage. So it's a fairly common practice in business. One that I've looked into for Ironbound. I'm just not at that level yet. But makes me not want to do it, because what Diamond is doing is they're going bankrupt. They went bankrupt in November, and now they just sent out a letter to everyone that they have inventory for and said they're going to... Hold on one sec. Melissa! I told her I was going live. I told Melissa I was going live. All right. Sorry about that, folks. All right. So Diamond has went bankrupt in November. They recently sent letters out to all the people that they have. You've been all getting double me. Oh, joy. I'm glad there's nobody watching, because they were getting double my voice.
I haven't even...
So basically, they sent letters out to all of their people that they have inventory for and said, hey, we're going to sell your inventory at a discounted rate, a huge discounted, liquidate your inventory, basically, to pay our debts.
Yep.
You're not going to get any of it. It's going all to our debts. And you know what's funny? Is this is legal. I don't technically own that inventory. until they sell it. But as Stephen Glickert said in his video, because I sat and watched the whole video because I was interested. The law is not on the side of cosigners here.
Yeah.
The law is on the side of the company selling the product. So the chances of them actually getting either their product back or money for that product,
some type of coverage,
is going to be like small to nil. It's going to be bad.
There's 128 folks that company with them. And as I just kind of zoom through the list, the ones that catch my eye that I know off the top of my head: Cryptozoic Entertainment, Dark Horse Comics, DC Comics, Digital Manga Distribution, Gemstone Publishing, Goodman Games.
Goodman Games. Yep. There's a lot of big companies in our industry.
Marvel Comics.
Do it with them.
Red Giant Entertainment.
I know those 128 people have been talking to their lawyers, and their lawyers have been talking to each other. So,
yeah, it
is. It's a mess. It's a big mess. I'm not even going into the articles. If you're interested, you can get the articles from the link in the description below on the YouTube channel. But basically, I feel bad for these people. Like, so bad. Because there's nothing legally they can do. They're pretty much screwed.
Yeah. And the fact that it's been going on, well, obviously this portion hasn't been going on since November, but November was the announcement. January was another announcement. I think January was either like the restructuring or another agency looking to purchase Diamond Publishing, and then for this to be the final out that we're hearing on it.
Yeah. And this is going to be the final out. They're not selling to anybody. They're going to try to liquidate their inventory and pay their debts. And unless something legally can be happening, which I'm not a lawyer, but it doesn't look good. It doesn't look good at all. So that happened, which I wanted to cover, but Stephen Glicker covers it pretty thoroughly. It's affecting his company, Roll for Combat. So go check him out, because he has a very thorough video on it and has really good situation. So, all right. The next thing that we have on here is Dragon Delves, a great example of how to use metallic dragons. So Dragon Delves is coming from Dungeons and Dragons. Looks like it's an anthology adventure, so there's going to be several different adventures inside it, all about dragons, metallic dragons, it looks like.
Yep.
I think that could be cool.
And it's you're right. It's how do you place them, because they're always good.
Yeah.
How do you employ them besides just a quest giver or an NPC? And I'm sure many GMs have gone through this and seen ways to do it. The one way that they highlight in here that I'm always a fan of is, a young good dragon doesn't know why it's bad to burn down a village. He's out having fun. He doesn't know these things yet.
I don't think these are the books that D&D should be making.
No.
It's just my opinion. These are the type of books that a third party should be making for D&D, not Wizards of the Coast.
Yeah. Well, when you fire half your staff.
Excuse me. I hate to say it, and because I can't prove it, but I wonder how many of these use AI to generate.
Yeah. Would
I
be
mean,
curious.
the CEO said that they're not going to stop AI and they're going to use it. So, love the design of the cover though.
I don't know how many how many adventures they have in there.
$60. 10 dragon themed adventures.
Okay.
Meet the dragons of D&D and Dungeon Delve, a collection of 10 themed directions from level 1 through level 12, featuring artwork rendered in 10 unique styles. These ready-to-play adventures include streamlined prep and quick start guides for dungeon masters. Fantasy locations face-to-face with all chromatic and metallic dragons, each with unique temperaments, alignments, and magic. You get ancient gold die sets at D&D Beyond. Dragon Layers pack, so you get the maps from D&D Beyond. 3 of the 10 adventures can be run with a solo player.
Yeah, that was one of the newest.
Yeah, that's another thing we should talk about is that D&D put out a solo player guide.
It's like a feat though.
Yeah.
There's a feat. Do they have I remember seeing a companion portion once before, but I don't remember. I'll be honest, I don't remember if that was Dungeons and Dragons or if that was another solo adventure approach.
Hey, at least the $60 includes both the physical and digital format. So you're getting a book with it. That's cool. And they, yeah, I don't know.
I don't have it up here anymore.
All right, so 2 major Humble bundles, both of which I've backed. We have the Roll Big or Go Home RPG Mega Bundle, and this thing has tons of things. As Deadlands plus Suede, so it has both Suede. It has fantasy Warhammer Fantasy RPG, as the Dishonored RPG, as Call of Cthulhu, as Dragonbane. It has Household, which is amazing. If you haven't played Household, go play Household. They have Fruit. It has Threefold, The Witcher, the Doctor Who one, which yeah. Be Like a Cat, where you're just a cat. It's the RPG that's where you're just a cat. Kobolds Ate My Baby. I heard really good things about that. Outgunned.
Hey, look, there's Outgunned.
There's Mask.
What is Shield Maiden? Have you ever done
Shield
that
Maiden?
one? Yeah.
Where's that one?
It looks like a high fantasy.
I have not done Shield.
Like techno magic is what I'm thinking. It's still high fantasy.
Yeah.
Odin Slumber. Okay, yep. Okay.
But anyways, this is a great deal. $40, you get 57 different RPG games, and all of them are quite a few of them are really good. Like Cyberpunk Red, Avatar is really good. Modern Age is pretty good, especially if you like Transformers, Apocalypse.
It's Be Like a Crow Cypher. To go with the Be Like a Cat.
Yeah, Be Like a Crow. Vesson.
Devil's Dandy Dogs. If you haven't done Devil's Dandy Dogs, that's a fun little. It falls into RPG games.
Scion is supposed to be pretty good. I haven't played it. RuneQuest, I hear, is pretty good. Again, I haven't played it. Symborium is really good. I have played that.
Mhm.
I'm definitely getting this one. I haven't bought it yet. I gotta. It's on my list to buy. I have 12 days, right? Yeah, 12 days, 17 hours.
Yeah.
It's on my list to buy. Now, one that I did buy was the Numenera RPG collection.
Yes.
This is basically Numenera, pretty much almost the whole set of Numenera. You get the player's guide, you get the technology compendium, you get the Destiny core rule book, you get Discovery core rule book. It pretty much covers almost everything
much.
except for the brand new stuff. Um, so I'm probably going to try to get a game streaming on this on Numenera because Numenera is pretty fun. It's just the cipher system for people who don't know what Numenera is. It's Monty Cook's cipher system. The world is really interesting, though. It's kind of like high fantasy with advanced technology and magic. It's I'm looking forward to reading this. I haven't had a chance to really dive into it yet. All right, what else do we have here? Book of Heroic Actions by Catalyst. Is that's you?
Yeah, that one's still going.
That one's still going. It's a 5e. Get ready for heroic action options for epic storytelling.
Just some different applications for it than what's traditionally there. Dang it.
Yeah, I mean, cool.
So like
I'm
out of their sample, maximizing your healing abilities cost you a point. Maximizing your harm abilities,
I'm
harm
gonna be
spells.
5e mean here, as I always am, as you know. Yeah, let's just add more stuff for players to figure out while they're trying to wait for 20 minutes for their action.
Well, hey, the more options you have, the more it allows me to min max.
That is true.
I need all the options, Dave.
What are we
And then I
discussing?
can ignore half the
Hello.
options.
Why did that not work? Okay, because I don't have anything enabled. Hello, Cushing Games. What we are discussing right now, we are going through some Kickstarters. And this particular one is Heroic Actions, which honestly, I do think it's a great idea. I just hate 5e.
I know, I got you.
But it basically it gives you a little bit more stuff to do. It's an interesting. It makes it a little bit more. It gives you a little bit more control where 5e has very little control to begin with.
Yeah, the other one I've seen a lot of recently too is your I can't think what the name of them is. It's been a minute. When you're doing your short rest, long rest, your healing dice,
Yep.
that has a name. I can't think of what it is. I'm drawing a huge blank. Anyways, different things to do with that other than just heals, other than just then hit point dice.
Pets and sidekicks. This one's pretty straightforward. It gives you pets and sidekicks to be able to add to it. I'm interested. Did they add a riding mechanic into this one? Or is it just pets and sidekicks?
Then
Doesn't look like it, but it's still it's more stuff for 5e. which is great because more stuff for 5e is more stuff that I can mutate for other systems.
You were just having a.
I play 5e. 5e is not bad. It's not a bad system. Ooh, yes. Archand. That's coming. It's already been completed, but you can pre-order this.
Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't catch that.
That's okay. City of Waves. It's basically a Dragonbane adventure. I did back this, so I do have this coming. It's going to be cool. I love Dragonbane. Dragonbane is my 5e. I'd much rather play Dragonbane 5e, and it's still high fantasy.
Yeah.
I'm going to be running my first Shadow Dark game in a couple weeks. So that should be interesting. And then this one looks like Train. I always love Train. They have a Mimic box. Mimic house. That sold me. The only thing that would sell me more is if they had the hut by itself before
the Mimic.
Before the Mimic.
Well, you got some of these other things, and you just replace it.
Yeah, but I mean,
Has there been a character class, obviously third party, that does mimics, like mimic training or mimic taming or anything like that? Uses mimics?
I don't. Yeah, there was a whole Mimic book, so I'm assuming that they probably did it that way. That book probably had a Mimic class in it.
You know who that was with?
I could probably look it up afterwards for you. It was a third party. They were successful. It was a Kickstarter. And backer kit, we have the.
So this was a bag, but it's not what I thought it
was. Backpack Reforged. Oh, it's just a backpack.
I don't know why I left this one in there.
I don't either. Well, I mean, we haven't done this in a couple weeks, so it looks like a nice backpack, but I wouldn't hold much. Castle and Crusaders, though, they're a great company. Really nice people. I've been talking to them. So yeah. Okay, this one is important to me because I actually tried to get into this. This is Game Found, and they have an RPG party going on right now, or coming up in August. These are the ones that won. They won the contests. There's 20 or so of them. Anything that says RPG party. There's some really good ones. I can see why I did not win now. But like there's a Punked, Providence City Punks. It's basically Star Route looks really cool. Gunmetal Sonora looks like it looks cool.
Yeah.
Soul Foods, Gnomes of Decory, Under the Table. These all look good. Moon Wench looked really cool. In fact, I'm actually going to click into that one to see. It's basically little woodland characters. It looks super cool, super amazing.
Yeah, I was when I first looked at this, I was a bit frustrated because it doesn't say a whole lot more about it when you click into it.
No, but I got
Like
to
just
see
a little bit of different art on things, and whatever's there for the art that you can read with as well.
these are just preview pages too. So
Yeah.
when they actually launch, I'm sure they'll have larger things. But it all
You Will
looks
Die in This
really.
Place makes me think of Elden Ring or Souls games.
Which one?
You Will Die in This Place.
Yes, that does definitely have a Souls feel. Like, so if you're looking for like the Neverborn, so if you're looking for like a Souls type game, this might be right up the alley. But anyways, that's happening in August. Go check it out. I'm sad that I didn't win, but I think I could have if I'd done something different, but I didn't do something different. What I find interesting is I'm not fully sure these all have unique mechanics like they were asking for. I guess we'll find out in August when they announce them.
Open up.
I'm gonna start liking some of them actually.
Trench coat raccoons.
Oh, the trench coat raccoons. I want to. Where's that one? That's right. I wanted to like that one. Okay, I did because that looked really cool too.
Makes me think of what is that? 3 kobolds in a trench coat.
Yes. That's what it makes me think of too, and I'm all for that. Dreams of No Sleep looks really cool. I mean, again, there's not much to go on because they're newer stuff, but I'll be interested to see what all this is like. I'm also interested to see what kind of money they make off GameFound.
Yeah.
Because GameFound might be where I do my next crowdfunding because I like BackerKit, but I'm not getting much. I don't know if it's me or. Anyways, the point being is I'm thinking about trying a Kickstarter instead of BackerKit. Even though I like BackerKit, I like how they function, I like how all their stuff works.
Right.
But I think I would get more views on Kickstarter. It's hard to say. That's a discussion for off camera, I guess. Yeah, and that's pretty much it. I mean, we have itch.io where you have a whole bunch of new stuff all the time. But that's pretty much it. And we talked about the diamond stuff at the beginning. So one thing that we didn't cover here that we need to cover because it's been a couple of weeks since we did that was the two D&D the ex-D&D designers going to Daggerfall, Daggerheart makers. What are they calling themselves?
Chris.
No,
the crew for Daggerheart.
Yeah, it's oh my lord. I feel horrible that I don't know this right off. I should.
Are you talking Critical Role?
No, not critical.
I'm not sure what it is.
They have a name for Darrington Press. There we go.
Oh, okay. The publishing company.
Publishing company. I couldn't think of their publishing company name. As soon as I started typing Daggerheart, it came to me. So let's go back to the main page for this because hey Game Tales, Darrington Press, thank you. I think that's a bad idea. And I know I'm not the only one in the industry that thinks it's a bad idea. A lot of people think it's a good idea. These two were some of the people who had the most. They were in charge of D&D when D&D had the most controversy type situations, like hiring AI artists and ignoring a sexual harassment thing. They're not necessarily a good choice for Darrington Press, in my opinion. But I'm not making money like Darrington Press.
Right.
They're making money hands over fist right now. So they probably need some experienced people who deal with that hand over fist money making.
And if they're not, presumably, if they're not in a leadership role, then they can be managed differently.
That's true.
If
And it's
there's
just my
advisory
opinion.
or
This is
support.
100% my opinion. And it's not an educated opinion. I will give you that. So it's, I just don't know necessarily if it's a smart choice to be bringing over people from Dungeons and Dragons who is floundering to Darrington Press, which are growing.
We'll see how easily they can change their focuses, minds, systems.
Yeah, I mean, they're just doing adventures right now, I think. No, that's not true. I definitely disagree with that, DM Tales. Chris was in charge of D&D. And there's a lot of things that happened that during his time frame when he was in charge that weren't the greatest choices. And yes, maybe some of it was over his head. I won't disagree. It's a big company with investors that tends to change things because investors can see stuff and be like, blah, blah, blah. And it will change everything because everybody wants to keep their investors. But he was probably in charge of hiring people. Chris was pretty high up there. He probably had some say in hiring people. And there was that whole hiring the person who's vehemently on social media said he was an AI artist, and they hired him. For good or bad, we'll see. I'll be interested to see what they do at Darrington and see if Darrington changes. I do think the corporation was just shoving things. I agree with you on that. I do think they were just shoving things directly into the pipeline. And I don't think there was much choice that they had on that. Or what about what about the sexual harassment where they Chris actually tries to protect the guy actively during that time frame? Did you not know about that? Curious if you knew about that. Because they actually ended up firing the person who made the harassment complaint.
Mm-hmm.
And then she ended up suing and getting some money from that. And Chris was in charge of D&D at that time. So, but anyways, either way, yes, please look that up. Because I'm a dumb, uneducated guy just talking about role-playing games. So it's possible I get some things wrong. because
So
that's
did you
always a
see that
possibility.
on the topic of D&D folks moving on to other agencies? Did you see that? What is her name? Cynthia Williams? Is that her name?
The CEO
Yeah.
of
So
D&D.
she was at one point. She went over to Funko Pop, and then Funko
Mhm.
Pop just fired her.
Mm. I did not know that.
Oh, resigns. I'm sorry, not fired. Resigned. But
In the
yeah,
world of CEOs, that's pretty much firing.
yeah. I thought that was, as I was looking at information on prior folks and where they're at now, that one popped up, and I was like, oh, that's odd.
I'm trying to get more information on that,
On the harassment case.
on the harassment case, so that I can actually talk about it correctly. Mike Merrill's. Anyways, the point being is D&D, WotC is a bad company, and we all know that. But yeah, we still support them. I don't. I haven't supported them for almost 2 years now. That being said, I am going to be running my first Shadow Dark campaign in person. So I'll be interested to see how that actually plays as a dungeon master. I played it at Crit, and I really liked it. I thought it was fun.
Awesome.
But I kind of talked my D&D group into trying a whole bunch of other games.
It's not a bad thing. The experience
I'm
will be good.
Not fully sure I'm not the asshole in the situation. I know DM tells us I'm not, but I kind of just said, oh yeah, you know that whole 2-year campaign that we were halfway through. I really don't want to continue. And it grew stale. And it has nothing to do with the Dungeon Master. It has nothing to do with the story. It's just Dungeons and Dragons is not the most exciting game. Plus, I know everything there is to know about the system. So it's boring to me when you try to come up with monsters and you just use the monsters from the book because I know what they can do, what they can't do. And it's just, if you don't change them at all, it's boring. It's dull. Plus, I was sitting there waiting 30 minutes for a turn because nobody had seen each other in 2 weeks. So there was a whole bunch of conversation happening during combat. It just, if we played a simpler game, we could still have the conversations about, oh, what we're doing, how we're doing, and all that, and get fun
and the combat
and get combat in. And I'm a combat lover. I love tactical combats. In my role playing games, I do. I also enjoy storytelling, but if I had to choose two, I'd rather do a war game than storytelling. As long as the war game rules are simple enough that you don't have to look up everything. Not saying that I had to look up.
We just need to play simple characters, simpler characters.
I play barbarians and paladins usually in D&D. You can't get much simpler than that.
Oh. Hold on. I know I'm off screen, but I'm grabbing something.
I do not like the high crunch and high fantasy games. It's just so boring. it became dull. It was very dull. Like I was becoming, we were level 5s and I was not murdering everything because there were times when I almost died. It just wasn't exciting for me.
So there
What are you
was.
going to do?
Oh, look at that! I marked it. So Tenaries, one of the war games. War games? No, that's probably not right. It probably still falls into the RPG category. It's like the D&D in a box games, if you will, like Gloomhaven.
Mm-hmm.
They took their world and packaged it into a D&D 5e or a 5th edition compatible game system, right? So plug their world into there, took their game, plugged it into that, but then they made what they called simplified classes, like the brawler, which is really a barbarian, but you don't get the subclasses with all the options. You just instead you get some pretty big bonuses, like for the, but you're not expected to be able to multi-class with these characters either because they're so powerful, but they're very simple.
So last Thursday, DM Tales ran us through what called a RPG called Streamline Superheroes. It's by Sharp Mountain Games, which I have to mention is a friend of the channel.
Mm-hmm.
So, it was really fun because it was so streamlined. You basically roll a d20, add your modifier from your abilities, whatever ability it is. Like, say, if you're trying to talk to somebody, it might be charisma or intelligence or something like that. And you had to beat 10. As long as you beat 10, it was successful. Once it was successful, you had powers, and these powers are assigned to a D12, a D10, a D8, or a D6. And then you rolled that for damage or effect, what they call effect. Super simple, super amazing. The only problem I had with it, and I should talk to John about this, is that I think the players should be rolling a defense roll against the enemies instead of the enemies rolling against your just hitting a number 10. I think that would be more exciting for the players.
On the other side of it.
Right, because I was a little frustrated because I didn't feel like I could do anything to defend myself. And that was a problem. Even though I took like body armor and I had a lot of hit points, I got hit like 4 times in a row because I was the only one there. It wasn't DM Tails' fault. I was the only one in the room. There was 4 enemies, but I got hit 4 times. And I just was like, there's nothing I can do. It's not like I could take a defensive stance or anything like that. It just was, because it's streamlined, it just felt like I wasn't, at least if I was rolling the defense roll, I would feel like I'm doing something to try to defend myself.
Right.
Yeah.
He was going for the cash.
Though it is a really good system. If you haven't had a chance to check it out, it's only $2.99 on drive-through. Go check it out. It's really good. It's really streamlined, really easy to use. Super great. Yeah, I ran into the bank by myself, but everybody else was doing silly things. I'm like, just run into the bank.
Did you yell Leroy Jenkins as you were doing it? Just to capture your age?
It was the type of character. He wasn't a very smart guy. He was very brawny. He had super strength. He had super speed. I really thought with the super speed, I would be able to get in there and get the surprise around on the guys. But obviously, they were ready for me. Probably because everybody else was making noise. But I just think it would feel better for the D players if the players were rolling a defense roll instead of the DM rolling an attack. Especially since you only have to beat a 10.
Right.
Just a thought. Maybe if John watches this, it's just a thought, John. It's probably how I would play it. Yes, I do ride it. So we decided that our group rides in a Honda car, and that I ride because I'm so big. I ride with my head out the sunroof. You like what a lot, DM Tales, that the players roll a defense roll instead of. Yeah, I haven't had a chance to talk to John about it. I am going to tell John about it. It was a Mazda. That's right. It was a Mazda, not a Honda. It was a cheap Japanese car.
Cheap, small car. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, there's not much difference between a Mazda and a Honda there, DM Tales.
Nerds.
Oh, that was a lot of alcohol in that drink, that sip.
Well, I just thought it was Frog's well-placed comment.
Nope. How you doing, Frog? They're sponsored by Mazda dealership, and have the players roll a defense roll is what he's in agreement with me. So I got to talk to John because I think the system was really good. I just think it should be the players rolling a defense roll. It would make me feel like I'm doing something to defend myself. That's all I have, folks. I really don't have much more. A couple things coming up on the channel. I am trying to write a character creation video for YouTube for Ironbound. I did post it out once. Hated it, so I deleted it. We're gonna try re-recording that probably tomorrow and seeing how I do. I sounded like a robot and I disliked it. So I will try to write that. Question from Mike: are those swords in the background real?
They are. That is one is a gladius, one is a hand and a half, and the other one is not a real. Well, it's a real sword, but it's not a named sword.
Not a named sword.
Yeah. They're real dull though. They're not real sharp.
Just like you, right, Mike?
Very, yeah, just like me. Just like me.
I am working on, and I'm going to try to get another playtest scheduled for Layers and Lizards. I have modified the system. It's no longer a D20 system. It is.
She's sitting on a chair because she wanted to get my attention.
I am getting off. I think we're done. I don't think we have anything else to say. Unless Mike, you have something to say?
No.
Okay,
just glad to be back. It's been good vacations.
Thank you, Frog, for the biddies. So I am looking to get a playtest done for Layers and Lizards. Layers and Lizards is basically a parody of role-playing games. It is currently a 2d6 system. It's skill-based. So basically you have a whole bunch of skills, and then you basically roll 2d6 and add that skill modifier. And you're just trying to pressure me until I actually sell this and set it on, because you know what it is, DM Tales. It is very funny. I have written some pieces that I think are gold. and I'm not tooting my own horn there. I do think some of the pieces are gold. What's interesting is there's a metaphysical class like you get. It's called player options. And basically the player options allow, it's like you're the min-maxer, so you have like a meta ability that you can do because you're the min-maxer. Or like the dice goblin has the ability to roll 3d6 and add them all up together. So, and that's their, and then add their skill on top of that. So that's how they can, so that's how a dice goblin works. The min-maxer can actually take like 2 stats and switch them. So like you can do like your dex and your strength and switch them at the beginning of the session. The theater kid, if he exuberates his question or his persuasion, he automatically succeeds and that type of thing. But what's funny is there's like the character classes are faith-based life coach, which is your cleric class. We have Sminotron 3000, which is your paladin class. We have basic fighter, because you need to have your basic fighter. You have I'm trying to think of them all. Scroll Goblin, which is your wizard class. So there's like interesting, unique names of different things, and like your abilities like strength, dex, con, and stuff all have unique names. I should get Becca to test this. That's true. I think she would get a kick out of it. There's a whole bunch of puns in the book. The book is full of puns.
It was fun reading it.
I think it's comedic gold. I think it's very funny. It doesn't run well as a system yet, and I'm still working on that. You have an AC that monsters have to beat. It's called plot armor instead of armor class. Yeah, it's very funny. It's not on the bucket that I'm trying to finish, though. I am trying to finish Plaguebound, so Plaguebound is taking priority right now. Layers and Lizards did take priority for a while because I was entering it into the contest that I was just explaining about on GameFound. It did not win, which I was sad about. I don't think they read it, because if they read it, it would have been funny, and they would have probably liked it. The art style is very 90s, and that might have deterred them a little bit, but it's 90s for a reason. So
it went very well with a lot of the comedy that was captured and the feeling of the book as a whole.
Yeah, it does. It really does. But it is very 90s. It looks kind of old schoolish. So I can understand if you didn't read it as a parody, that it might not be as interesting. I actually honestly just want feedback on why it didn't win. I just want to know like what they didn't like about it, so I could improve that. But besides that, coming up on the channel, I'm hoping to have Game Friday. Stellar, are you still here? Are you going to be available Friday? I am definitely hoping that we will do Sunday's game, but one of my players has been dealing with vertigo and they're having a lot of problems. So that one's up in the air. But if I don't have game on Sunday, I'm probably going to, depending on how exhausted I am from work, because I started a new job and I've been walking a lot. If I'm not too exhausted, I'll probably do something on Sunday. Either way. So keep that in mind. But besides that, I think I'm done. I can't talk anymore. You guys have a most marvelous night, and thank you all for being here. Mike, again, thank you for coming and hanging out with me.
Yeah.
You guys have a most marvelous day. Bye, all.